I am so tired of hearing this. Africans have brothels. They have turned the apartments into brothels, into drinking parlors. Africans are drinking too much alcohol. Africans are using drugs in the UAE. And I'm tired of hearing this because this is not the problem. This is a symptom of a disease. And if we want to eliminate something, removing the symptom, honey, is not going to help. If you have a tumor in your head and it is giving you a headache, no matter how many painkillers you're going to take, you're not going to eliminate this tumor. The disease is not that Africans are drinking alcohol. The disease is not that Africans are using drugs. The disease is not the drinking parlors. Don't get me wrong, I am not in support of the parlors. Yes, sometimes you need to eliminate the symptoms if the disease is incurable, yeah? And there are symptoms that can be managed. So you eliminate one symptom at a time. You remove the diarrhea, you remove the headache, you eliminate the symptoms. So I'm not saying that the drinking parlors need to stay, but I am saying we need to address the problem. We need to talk about the disease. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Monica. Welcome to Global Pulse with Monica. So in today's video, let's talk about what disease is happening in the United Arab Emirates that is bringing all these symptoms, including Africans using drugs, Africans having drinking parlors or brothels. They are turning apartments into brothels. And yeah, so kindly support me by liking, sharing, commenting. That is how you support my channel. That is how we spread this message. If you agree with this message, even when you disagree, in the comment section, kindly give me your thoughts and what do you think about my perspective, because I'm sharing my perspective. I'm going to begin with my personal story. When I left Uganda, when I left Africa and I went to the United Arab Emirates and started working, I did not have some habits like drinking. Yes, I'm not going to say that I had never drank. No, I'm a Catholic, and kind of the water and wine, it was part of my life. I had ever drank, but I was never a drunkard. I had never been there and I felt like, hey, I need a drink. Never. Drugs. I had never seen drugs, like drugs which I used for recreation with my own naked eyes. I had never seen them. Yeah, I'm a medic, so I had seen medicines in the hospitals, but it never crossed my mind that I could use these drugs. No, I had never reached that amount of stress levels at all to ever use drugs. So when I reached in the UAE, the first few days, the first few weeks, I would soon realize that life was not going to be as simple as I thought. I would soon realize that getting a job is not going to be easy. I would soon realize that I have been scammed by my fellow Africans because I spent money, which money I gave to a fellow African to come to the United Arab Emirates, and here I am without a job. So stress levels started building up from the day one. And soon I would realize that my life is not going to be as I have anticipated. My dreams, leaving my life behind. Like I told you, I graduated from medical school. The dreams I had when I decided to come to the United Arab Emirates were like, I'm going to make a lot of money, all these things which were not going to be true. So from day one, I realized life is going to be hard. What do you do in such situations when you realize, my life is really hard? I don't need to be by myself. I need to be in a place whereby I'm very much distracted. I need to be in a place with so many people. I think that is how people started gathering to drink, for example. If people decided to gather in someone's apartment to drink, this person is buying drinks for them. The next time and the next time soon, they are going to start charging them money. And if this person who is charging money for the drinks is going to realize, I could actually make money from doing this. I could actually make money from selling liquor to my fellow Africans. Hence, the brothel is born. Hence, the drinking parlor is born. Illegally, yes, but the reason as to why it has started, this person is in a way providing a service to people who need it, actually really need it. There is no need for quotation marks here, because the first time I walked into a drinking parlor, I was stressed. I needed to be out of my mind. I needed to stop thinking. I needed to be distracted for 1 second. I entered a drinking parlor because there are fellow Africans. In my own way, in my own small thinking, I even thought that maybe I might make a connection of someone who might refer me to a job. Yes, maybe there is a very slight possibility of meeting someone in a drinking parlor that is going to connect you to a job. Very slim possibility, but a possibility nonetheless. A possibility which anyone can think to exploit. You with me? When it comes to drugs, how people end up doing drugs, by the full confession is that I never did drugs, but I smoked a cigarette, which is something unheard of. Like, if my mom is watching this video and she hears that me, smoked a cigarette, they would be blown away. And how I smoked it as well, it was also in a group. Everyone was smoking shisha. I have never done shisha in my whole life. People were smoking cigarettes, and I was feeling like literally out of space. If you have gone to a place just to be out of your own mind, even in that place, doesn't mean that the thoughts have stopped. It doesn't mean that you have now somehow relaxed. No, you will still be seated and carried away into the thoughts that literally brought you here. So I was there and in a group of so many people, but still feeling alone. And everyone was doing all sorts of things. People were drinking, people were smoking shisha, and someone was smoking a cigarette right beside me. And I was like, yeah, you want to smoke? It's not like they said you should smoke it. No, they said you want a smoke. And in my head, I'm like, do I want to smoke? And without even thinking, I grabbed the cigarette and I smoked it. It shocked me a lot, but the fact is I actually smoked it. Now imagine this was a heavy drug like cocaine, all these other heavy drugs like marijuana, which can make you pass out. I could have passed out from that moment. And at this point, I want to mention that I appreciate and thank God the fact that I went to school and I'm more self-aware of my environment. I can look at someone or even my situation. I can see myself drinking alcohol, for example, and I can recognize that this is not healthy for me. I know this is general public knowledge. People always know they are drinking alcohol is not good for them. People always know they are smoking is not good for them. But I understand how bad it is. So in the moment, I'm in this situation, I have just smoked a cigarette. It has choked me. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do this. I know life is really hard, but, I've had enough of hanging out with people. I've had enough of crowding my own brain and being out of it. Let me get out of here. Let me take a walk. There are so many other things that I can do. I spent a lot of time around Union where there is the fountain. People in Dubai, they know this because this is the most common place, I guarantee you. I would literally move from a bed space, or even when I didn't have where to sleep. That's a story that some people already know on this channel. And I would literally move, go to Union, sit. I'm not interacting with anyone. I'm just staring into the abyss. Yeah. For hours and hours, I would be right there doing absolutely nothing and trying to think, process, get ideas, drop them, bad ideas, drop them. In another video, I'm gonna talk in depth about how so many girls end up on the streets in relation to this same scenario, in relation to someone leaving Africa, coming to the UAE in hope of something else, and when they don't find it, they are in too deep. I mean, they've already jumped, left Africa and come to the UAE. They're already here. They cannot just go back. There's no way you can just go back with all the shame and tell them, it didn't work out. UAE did not work out, so here I'm back. No. And they end up on the street willingly. I'm not talking about those who are forced there, those who have been trafficked. No, willingly. So in another video, I'm going to talk about that and give you my perspective, give you my experience, tell you my stories, tell other stories that have been told to me by people that experienced them. Thank you so much for listening to me on this video. Kindly subscribe if you have not already, and let's spread this message in regarding to what is the actual problem of how Africans end up in the situations that they are in, Which situations look bad on Africans? Like if you are owning brothels, no, you need to get out of here. But how did that happen? How did someone leave Africa and come start a bar in Dubai? This is an Arab country. How did that happen? Let us deeply understand it, take steps back so that we can solve this problem once and for all. My opinion, I'm gonna end with it. My opinion is that the problem is that Dubai has been falsely advertised to Africans. UAE in general has been falsely advertised to Africans, and Africans have found themselves in a situation by, I'm already here and I guess I need to figure it out. I guess I gotta figure it out. Africans are very creative people, and that's how you see the brothels and the drinking parlors and the bars are being born. And that is how all these things are happening. I've heard about scams which are being done by Africans in the United Arab Emirates. Some of these people, they did not leave Africa to do scams. If they really wanted to do scams in a safe environment, they should have done it back home. But it's not who they are. I'm gonna end with one more thing. This one is to my people back home, my people in Uganda, my people in Africa. When someone returns from a country like the United Arab Emirates, you need to relearn them. They are a different person. For example, I was very generous with my money when I was in Africa, you know? I love my family, I still do. But I have faced so much. I'm a different person in a way. And it's not anyone's fault. It's my situation. People are recultured. Yes, my mom brought me up, cultured me into the Ugandan society, or my village, my community. But when I left and I was in the United Arab Emirates, I was recultured. I'm a different person. Some people need to re-meet me, including my family. So the message to the people in Africa, when someone returns from abroad, be kind to them, try to understand them anew, try to help them transition back into Africa. That's it. Bye-bye. I'll see you guys in the next one.